Hello LinPrimpers, welcome back to another episode of Lara Diji's LinPrimp. I'm a Nigerian American lifestyle blogger who loves living a peaceful life, and I love talking about situations we might find ourselves in that need peaceful endings. It's the freestyle section of this channel, First Save That Life. This is the section of this channel where I usually talk about diet and exercise. I focus on, I believe this is a section where I focus on diseases, but today I'm going to be talking about a very special topic, and I usually don't do this. I usually don't talk about anybody on this channel. I'm usually talking about ways that we can, live peacefully in our local community, in our local neighborhood. But today I think it's very important as a Nigerian, for that fact, to talk about this person called Mohbad. And I'm sure, if you're Nigerian or you follow African news, I'm sure you would have heard about this music artist. There was a lot of circumstantial evidence, following the death of this music artist. A lot has happened since, I believe, 2 weeks ago. Since 2 weeks ago, a lot has been happening, trying to uncover and definitely have justice for his family. The only reason I'm going to talk about this is because of the circumstances around everything that has happened so far. If you haven't heard about it, please, you can look it up. I'm not going to give you a whole lot of details about it, but I wanted to give about 10 points on what I've seen and what I've been able to put together. About 10 points. A lot of YouTubers have covered this. I wanted to put my take on this situation, on what happened to this guy. I talk about peaceful living on my channel, and I was hoping that, other YouTubers will kind of put their what they've niched in. I was hoping that they were going to do that, but I'm going to talk about this man in terms of peaceful living. So that's where I want us to kind of put our focus on today. So 10 points, and I've written them down so I don't go off topic, so I don't go rambling all over the place. So number one, when I first started this channel, a lot of my inner circle told me that because there's rest in peace in the title, LinPrimp is living in peace to resting in peace. A lot of people said, oh my goodness, nobody's going to watch your channel because, it has rest in peace in it. Nobody wants you, nobody wants to die. And, why did you put rest in peace in the title of your channel? But I want to believe that this did not just happen. There's something that prompted it, which I myself, I don't even know, but I'm always the type of person that loves to live peacefully. I don't think I've ever physically fought anyone, ever. And this is part of the reason why I'm actually doing this video. The label that he signed with actually confirmed that he has never had a fight in his life. He was such a peaceful person, always doing his own thing, and and I kind of resonated with that. And his other names, Imole, which means light in the Yoruba language, it just kind of touched me somewhere, and I felt I really needed to say something about this in regards to LinPrimp, living in peace to resting in peace. So the first thing is that a lot of people told me, rest in peace in your channel. Nobody's going to watch that. People want to watch something that's going to make them laugh, make them happy, not something that's going to bring down their mood, talking about death. I'm the type of person with I guess my experiences growing up has made me seeing death as something that is inevitable. There's nothing you can do in this life. If you know, please let me know. There's nothing you can do in this life that can prevent death from happening. We are all living and enjoying life now. One day, our soul will be packed up, and we'll go to where we are supposed to go. So I don't think it's something to be I don't think death is something to be feared. And especially as Christians, as followers of Christ, who has promised that death is the beginning, death is not the end. As Christians, death is only the beginning. And the promise that we have from reading our Bible is that where we are going is infinity times better than where we are right now. So why should I be afraid of death? Is where I'm coming from. Right? All right. So why be scared of the end just as much as you've hopefully enjoyed living? The second thing is I'm into Nigerian music a lot, right? I rarely listen to American music. I'm Nigerian. I don't know, what will American music do to me? I don't know. I've always loved Nigerian music, and that's why I'm talking about this Nigerian artist, because of the type of person I've understood him to be. Unfortunately, it would be in his death that I'm actually now, searching, who is this guy? Who's this guy? And what was he about while he was alive? And from my research, I'm going to put some lyrics, some of his lyrics at the end of this video. But in the beginning of his music career, it looks like he signed with Naira Marley. He signed with him, and from my research, it said that he wrote almost a lot of they said 98% of the lyrics, and the music videos that I saw from I want to say more than 2 years ago, kind of lewd, not even kind of, they were lewd. The lyrics didn't sound like something I should be listening to as a follower of Christ, right? But then I realized that the music lyrics compared to what he's been singing for the past 2 years, I want to say 2 years and up to 4 weeks ago, it was like a switch. It was like a switch in his lyrics. And I'm sure a lot of people will resonate with this, where it seemed like this was a person of good moral upbringing or good moral standards in life, and he just entered a bad house. That house being Naira Marley music industry. I don't know. It seemed like he entered the wrong house, and for him to get out of that house might be death, is what I was able to gather from the information that I saw. And from what he was saying towards his death this past few weeks is that they are running after me, they want to kill me, I need protection. So it's kind of like he managed to get out of the house, but the house was still after him. So I feel like that's kind of what happened. So I feel like he was a cool person, but he entered a tiger's house, and for him to survive, he had to do whatever he had to. And then when he did get out of the house, it looks like death was kind of like the only way out for him. Number 3. So like I said, usually this section is reserved for all topics about saving our lives in regards to diet and exercise and staying away from, preventing disease. And I remember this Bible verse: whoever wants to save his life is actually going to lose it. But for God's sake, if you lose your life for God's sake, then you have actually saved it. As a Christian, like I said, as a follower of Christ, if you are trying to save your own life, as if you are the one that made it, if you are trying to save your life, you're going to lose it. There's a man in the Bible, he said, oh, I'm going to do this, I'm going to do that. He prepared a lot of things. I can't remember exactly who it was. He prepared a lot of things for himself. I'm going to do this is what I'm going to do tomorrow, blah, 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 blah. And God said, you foolish man, today is the end of your life. And that's it. Dead, just like that. God is the author and finisher of our faith. He is the owner of our lives, So I always use a robot as an example. A robot can say, yes, I'm going to do this, I'm going to do that, I'm going to do that. But until the maker of that robot says, yes, you are going to do it, the robot is just going to be standing there until he's programmed to do that. And then, how? I know man plans. We plan all these things. We plan 1 year in advance, 6 months in advance, but only God and grace and his grace and mercy can actually make those plans come to fruition, right? If God says, yes, I'm going to be alive in the next 5 minutes, then so be it. If God says, yes, I'm going to be alive till tomorrow, I'm going to open my eyes tomorrow, then you thank God for waking up for another day, right? That's the third point. This section of this channel is about saving the life in terms of, doing the right things according to God's plan, basically. The fourth thing that I put here is I'm going to send condolences to the family of Mohbad. Send condolences to them and all his fans worldwide, because a lot of I just appreciate the fact that a lot of people came out to support and make sure that that there's justice served for the injustice death of the death of this young man, because I was just thinking, if they really killed him, did they think that they were going to get away with it? Whoever, did this, did they think that, nothing's going to happen, that they'll get away with it? No, right? So condolences to the family, to all who knew him in his life. I just pray that his soul will rest in peace. For most of his videos, you can kind of sense that he was a child of God. He was someone that was kind of reserved towards the end of his life, is what I'm saying. I don't know about how it was before then. His personality shows that he was an amiable person, and from what people have been saying about him, it looks like he was a peaceful person. And that's where I felt like I needed to say something, because I feel like if you know that I'm a peaceful person, please help me in the comment section. I feel like I'm a peaceful person. I'm not the type of person that goes looking for trouble in my community, my place of work. I always strive for peace. Even when I see people fighting, I always try to bring peace into that situation. And it kind of ties into the types of personalities, the type of what's it called? The type of personalities that we have out there, the type of temperaments that we have out there. I believe we have 4 of them. There's melancholic, choleric, phlegmatic, and sanguine. And these are the different types. God is not a boring God. If everybody loved peace and we're all on earth, I think I don't want to say it would be boring. I don't want to say it would be boring, but it would be an interesting thing if everybody is peaceful and nobody is doing anything. I don't know, maybe that, I don't know why God allowed the devil to infiltrate the Garden of the Eden. I think it should have been a place where, nothing bad can enter that garden. But, God is God. So we'll leave it like at that. But, he's made black people, he's made white people, he's made brown people, yellow people, all for a reason, so that we don't all just flow in one place. There's someone that will say, yes, this is good, and then there will be someone that says, no, I don't think this is good. There's someone that's going to say, wow, I love this, and then that same thing that someone loves, someone will say, I hate it. That difference in opinions is how, this world is such an interesting place. So with the type of temperaments that we have, I felt like Mohbad was someone that had that kind of temperament, where easygoing, doesn't look for trouble. Even in his music videos, you don't see him running around, jumping around, kind of peaceful, just calm, and not looking for anybody's trouble. And unfortunately, I don't want to be an agent of doom, but when someone dies, it's always a reminder to the rest of the living that the end is always near, and there is nothing you can do about it. The end is always near, right? You can come out of your house, something happens and you're gone. Even inside people's houses, a lot of things have happened. You go into the shower, you sleep before you die. A lot of things can happen wherever you are. We just, give thanks to God that we have another day, another chance to do something good, right? When the death of a human being comes from another human being, that's when there's an issue, because a life that might have been destined to be great or even cause positive change in their community or bring peace through envy or jealousy or accidents, that life would have been cut short, and there needs to be justice. This is why a lot of people are crying out. This is why a lot of bloggers and vloggers are talking about this, because there needs to be accountability for what has happened to this man. And even in his death, a lot of things have happened, even while he's in the grave. But there needs to be justice, and that's why we are talking about this and letting people understand that, yes, death is inevitable, but it shouldn't come from any one of us. It should come, we all pray for peaceful death. We want to die peacefully, right? So I think this is where there's a problem, and justice needs to be served. A lot of people have died without realizing their full potential. I pray that will not be our portion in Jesus' name. There are numbers of artists and music entertainers, movie artists, different, that have gone, and their art, be it money, be it art, be it whatever that they were doing in their living, actually made more money in their death. What's the point of changing an industry but it happens in your death? Right? What's the point? I know there's one major artist, I can't remember, I think Van Gogh. He made $0. I can't remember if it was it Van Gogh? I believe it was Van Gogh. He made nothing in his life, and when he died, they found all his paintings and realized, wow, gold mine. May that not be our portion in Jesus' name. Whatever we have put our hands into, may we reap the reward while we are alive. Amen. A lot of the sections of my channel are to inspire myself and others and you watching to continue to live in peace, so that when the time comes for our chapter in life to end, it will be peaceful and welcomed. I don't know anyone that's going to pray for a painful death, right? I don't know anyone who's going to be praying for that, for a painful death. Everybody wants peaceful death. You want to die in your sleep. You don't want to be sick. You don't want to be in pain when you're going. And definitely you want to live old. You want to see your grandchildren, your great-grandchildren. You know, you want to see a lot of things manifest in your lifetime, so that when it's time for you to now go into eternity with Jesus, hopefully, you know, you want to be at peace and welcome those angels when they come to carry your souls away. That's my hope for a lot of us on here. It is a strong character trait to rejoice with others when they are winning. It is a strong character trait to rejoice when others are winning. But I'm sure you're going to leave something for me in the comment section. Why this is so hard to do? Why is it so hard to do? Why? There's something in our souls. There's something, I don't want to say in our souls, because our souls should be perfect. There's something in this flesh. This flesh is this thing. This flesh. There's something inside that does, that will not let you be happy for someone that is making it. And I feel like this might be what happened to the music, the label that Mohbad was in. They knew that if this guy leaves their house, first of all, I don't want to say it's the foundation or it's the pillars holding that house together. And they felt if this guy leaves, that house is going to crumble. So they were like, he had to go. I think that's they felt like their house would not stand if he left. So even if they say, yes, you can go, but they really didn't mean it. You know, they let envy, they let jealousy, they let all this negative thoughts come into their mind, and then they thought, just killing him was the answer to their problems. And it's so unfortunate, that we did not protect him enough. It's a strong character trait to rejoice when others are winning. One thing I always know is that if I am happy for somebody that is winning, when it's my own time, in a perfect world, you should be happy for me when I'm winning. But if I'm having bad belly, that's what they call it in Nigeria. If you are having evil thoughts, if you are, and so you just bought the Lamborghini, and so what? Big deal. Oh my goodness. Is it the only one? Me too, I can buy my own now. But you are not happy genuinely for that person. When your own Lamborghini comes, you think there will be happy people to help you celebrate? They will come and celebrate with you, but they'll be bad-mouthing you behind you. Is that what you want? No. And there's one thing I'll always keep hammering. There's one preaching that I heard many years ago. If somebody buys a Lamborghini of 2024, guess what? If it's next year, 2025, are you not the one that has the newer version? If somebody buys a house today and you buy your house tomorrow, is it not your own that will be the newest version? So why are we not happy for people? Be happy for people. Celebrate with them genuinely. Because, your own destiny helper is, is still on the way. The destiny helper is still on the way. God will not let his own suffer. In your own eyes, it might look like you're suffering. God will never let his own suffer. Your destiny helper is still on the way. All right. Is there always a reason for everything? That's a good question. Is there always a reason for everything? I've said it before on my Instagram page. These are the times we need to be more careful about our living. I wrote these things down so I don't forget, you guys, because I'll just be going on and on. So I want to stay on point. These are the times we need to be more careful about our living, right? Let's put all our hope and trust in God, and all our enemies will be taken care of. You want to be fighting your own battle. Do you even know the battle you need to fight? Do you know the battle you need to fight before you go and start killing innocent people? Do you know the battle you are supposed to be fighting? Only God knows where your real troubles are coming from, and only God can take care of those problems if you focus on him, right? We will all die one day. I want a peaceful death, like I said, where my soul is taken up peacefully. I've seen a lot, especially as a healthcare professional. I've seen a lot. A life that is cut short by poison or unrest or sickness or accidents. Those are or suicide. That's not the way to go. That is absolutely not the way to go out of this world. As human beings, we deserve to die when God says it's time. When God says it's time, right? There's a lot of people that are buried in the grave now. What they said they were going to do, they didn't get a chance to do it, right? A lot of dreams cut short, right? A lot of plans, good plans that have gone into the grave without being realized. So no human should have that right over another human being and cutting their lives short, not by another man's hand. And I pray that justice will be served in time. There's a lot of information going out right now. There's so many videos and evidence coming out left and right. It's so hard to focus on what the real truth is. And my thing is, wherever you go, let your footprints be positive footprints, right? Wherever you go, let your footprint bring peace to the people around you. Our fingerprints, let our fingerprints bring love and joy to the people around us, right? Don't use your fingers, don't use your hands, because a lot of times the problems that a lot of us have is coming from our hands, coming from our mouths, coming from what you have said, coming from what you have touched, coming from what you have, places you have gone where you shouldn't have gone. So please let your footprints, leave good footprints wherever you go, so that you will have a legacy, positive legacy at the end of the day. I think that's the most important thing when we do die. You want positive things to be coming out of people's mouths. That one, she was always cursing my family. She was always stealing my money. That one, she was always messing people up. That's not what we want. When you leave, you want a legacy of peace. You want a legacy of growth. A legacy that people can talk about and say, wow, when this person was alive, this happened in my life. This person touched my life. That's, so you don't just be another person that has just gone out of this world and has left no impact. Also, one more thing, this just came to my mind not too long ago. God's ways work, right? If you put everything on God, right, your journey will surely be, it might be rocky, right? It might seem like where you're going is far. Has this ever happened to you when you are driving, you put the address on the GPS and you're going? For the first time when you're going to that place, it feels like that place is far because you don't know where you're going. It feels like 30 minutes feels like 4 hours because you're just going. When are we going to get there? Are we there yet? When are we going to get there? And it feels like it's so long. But when you're coming back home, it feels like, wow, I'm home already. That's how it feels like sometimes with God. It feels like where God is taking you is taking so long. Oh Lord, when are you going to do it? You want to blow. You want everyone to know your name. You want everyone to be talking about you. You want your music to blow. You want your channel. Maybe it's your channel. You want your channel to blow, and you don't take the steps. And you are using you are fraudulent along the way, doing things that you shouldn't be doing to try to make your channel blow, to try to make your music blow. You are taking shortcuts. Be careful. Slow down. Be careful. I was talking to my husband. I said, let's say your journey in this life, you're supposed to walk from here to there. You're supposed to walk, and then before you know it, a destiny helper comes, sees you struggling, gave you a bicycle, and then you use a bicycle, you enjoy, and then later on, maybe you saved up money, you're able to buy a motorcycle. Now that this distance is the same, but how you are getting there is getting shorter and shorter. Now you're using motorcycle, and someone said, wow, I like this guy's tenacity. I like how he's honest. He's doing a day's job. He's doing his own thing. He's not letting social media, he's not letting the internet influence him to be doing rubbish. Now they give him a Toyota Corolla makes him get to where he's going, and then before you know it, he's able to work, save money, and then he buys a Bugatti. You'll be able to take care of that Bugatti very well than someone that was working. Maybe, I don't know, you stole somebody's money, somebody's hard-earned money. You stole that money, now you use it to buy Bugatti. Do you think he'll be living a peaceful life with that Bugatti? Who's going to be living a peaceful life? The one that worked very well and was patient enough for his blessings to come at the designated and designed time, or the one that took a fraudulent route to get that Bugatti? Who's going to be at peace? Who's going to be more at peace? Right? God's way, sometimes we think, oh, it's too slow, it's taking too long. But that's the one that's going to give you peace. And I feel like the young ones of nowadays are taking too many shortcuts into getting what they want. And even when you get what you want, you are not at peace with it. Please, let's be patient. Let's be patient with God. Let's be patient. Use another analogy. If your destiny helper is doing 10 miles per hour, right? And you are doing 8 miles per hour, 10 miles per hour will soon reach you. The destiny helper will soon reach you. Be consistent and be contented. Be consistent and be contented. Keep walking. Your destiny helper will reach you. But nowadays, what I'm seeing is these young people want to make it by force, by fire. Their destiny helper is doing 10 miles per hour. They want to be doing 60 miles per hour. They are walking faster than their destinies. And what happens is, at the end of that road is death. Please, let's slow down. Be contented, be consistent. Your destiny helper will reach you at the designated time. When it's time for you to go to your next level, you will get there. But you have to take those steps. It doesn't make sense. You are climbing ladder from level 1 to level 2, from level 2 to level 3. But if you want to go from level 1 to level 6, you can fall. The whole ladder can break down. And then what? Please. And like I always say, all that glitters is not gold. All that glitters is not gold. Slow down. Pray. Just watch and pray. Be consistent and be contented. And then, as you are walking towards your next level, just pray that God will watch over you and protect you and guide you with His Holy Spirit. Thank you so much for watching this episode. I hope you've learned something, and I hope this has been some sort of value to you. Please, let's continue to love our neighbors as ourselves, and remember to rest in peace. We all need to be living in peace. Stay blessed, you guys. You see me in my next one. See me in my next one. See me in my next one. You see me in my next one. Bye.